Hello everyone, good morning. So today we will start exercise 4F. This is the last exercise of your chapter, basic geometrical ideas, and most importantly, some topics are not there when we are dealing with exercise 4F. So without wasting any further time, let's just quickly understand what are the topics which are there and which are not. So let's start. So now these are the few topics that are required when we are dealing with exercise 4F. When we are dealing with exercise 4F, these are the topics which are required and which are there in your course. Alright, rest of the other topics are not there. So let's just understand one by one what are the topics, how to deal with it. So first of all, I'd like to write all the definitions, and after that I will make you understand that what exactly it is. So let's start. Alright, now so these are the definitions which are required when we are dealing with exercise 4F. So first definition is circle. A circle is a simple closed curve, all of whose points are at the same distance from a fixed point. So now from a fixed point, this is a fixed point, and what they have said that all of whose points are at same distance. Right, so that means if the distance is from here, let's say from here, if the distance is same, so that means at any point the distance would be same. So that means in at this case same. The gap which is being created at that point also, some lines will be there. So there may be infinite line segments of having same length. If you just observe it carefully. All right, okay, so when we join these n points togetherly, because there are infinite lines, no, so for in between two lines a third line may be created. We can create the third, fourth, fifth lines because they have said that all of whose points are at same distance. So that means all the points. So here how many points can be created? Infinite points. Infinite points means what? Where we cannot even count how many points are actually there. So that is the meaning of infinite. So if I just connect all these points togetherly, I get a shape. And this shape is nothing but called as circle. So it would be like something like this. All right, so this is the shape of circle. Is it clear to all of you? How this is formed? By having a fixed point in between, and if I just compare the distance from each and every point, the distance will be same. So that is the figure so formed. So that is the meaning of circle. So after that, the next topic is center, the fixed point of the circle. So which is the fixed point over here? This one. So this point is nothing but called as center. This point is nothing but called as center. All right, so I'm just writing side by side also. So let's say this point. So this point is nothing but called as what? Center. All right, this is the shape of what? This is circle. No, circle. After that, radius, the line segment that connects the center to a point. So line segment that connects the center. So where is the center? This is the center, which connects the center to a point on the circle. So now this is the circle, and they want one point, any point which would lie on the circle. So let's say this point. So when we join these two end points, what we get? That is a line segment. And what is the special name of such line segment? These are called as radius. These are called as what? Radius. So this is nothing but called as, this distance is nothing but called as radius. All right, radius. If I just make clear. Okay, fine. After that, diameter. The next topic is diameter. We are focusing on that. A line segment which its endpoint on the circle and passes through the center. So that means 2 points, it would be on the circle, just like in the case of radius. So let's say this is the first point. I'm just making. Okay. So this is the first point, and let's say this is the another point. So this another point could be over here. There is no such problem. But there is one condition, no, that its end point on the circle and passes through the center. So that means if I take here this point as here, so if I just join this line, does it pass through center? Not at all. So that means I have to take a point in such a way so that the line which is being formed, it should passes through the center. That is the main thing. So that means if I just take over here, this is the point, and if I just join this line, so this line is nothing but called as diameter. This line is nothing but called as diameter. So that means this distance is nothing but called as diameter. So if you just observe it carefully, here the radius is what? The distance, the line segment which is connected through center and on the point. And if you just compare diameter, so that means this portion is nothing but called as what? Where the center lies over here, and this is another point. So this distance is what? Radius. This distance is what? Radius. So if you just write it over here, let's say R and R, both are R, which are called as radius. In general, I am just taking. So that means if you just see, the diameter is nothing but twice of radius. Why twice of radius? Because total diameter is being formed by adding 2 radius. Is it clear or not? I guess it is so. That diameter is being formed by what? By radius plus radius. So that is nothing but twice of radius. Or if you just take the abbreviation or symbol, let's say a diameter is being represented by D and radius is represented by R, so that means D equal to twice R. Is it clear to all of you? I guess it is so. After that, the next concept, or you can say the next definition, is chord. The line segment whose endpoint lie on the circle. So that means they want the line segment that is being formed, that needs to be in such a way such that the endpoint should lie on the circle. That's it. They want something like this. So there is no another condition which is there that it should passes through the center. There is no such condition. If it is so, no problem. So that means this 2 points, and if I just join these 2 points, this is chord. Why? Because the 2 endpoints are on the circle. That is the definition that we want. So if you just see that diameter, is it a circle? Oh sorry, is it a chord? Definitely, because the 2 endpoints, it also lies on the circle. So now the question is that, does diameter is a chord? Yes. Does chord a diameter? No. Does diameter a chord? Yes. Does chord a diameter? No. Is it clear? So that means diameter is a chord, but we cannot say that chord is a diameter. In all the cases we cannot say. But if someone asks you that what is the another name of diameter, it is a chord. No problem. Okay. There is one speciality. Another speciality is there, that the diameter is the longest chord. Diameter is nothing but the longest chord. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, so that means first of all, this is nothing but called as chord. This is nothing but called as chord, and diameter is also a chord. What type of chord? Longest chord. Because it is actually holding the maximum distance, or you can say maximum length. So that means now we have cleared about what is circle, what is center, what is radius, relationship between radius and diameter, and what exactly chord is, and diameter is the longest chord that we have understood right now. Focusing on our next topic, that is circumference. What do you mean by circumference? The length of the boundary of a circle. So what do you mean by the boundary of a circle? This is the boundary. This is the boundary which is being created. So this boundary having some length. This boundary should have some length. So this length is nothing but called as the circumference. This length is nothing but called as the circumference. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, so now if you just see, right now your book should be like this. Right now it is a straight book, no? Okay, so after that, if I just connect this book in such a way, let's say in this way, I'm just connecting there. Okay, so if you just compare this distance, this length over here, is it clear to all of you? I guess it is so. Okay, so if you just compare this length versus this length, was there any difference that you find out? No, because this length is absolutely same if you curve this length also. Okay, so that means this boundary, whether it is now it is in a banded way, or you can say in a curvy way, but still we can find out the distance of it. So the distance is nothing but called as the circumference. Distance is nothing but called as the circumference. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, so that means circumference, up to circumference it is clear. All right, fine. So after that, the last point is semicircle. What do you mean by semicircle? The endpoints of a diameter divide the circle into two equal parts. The endpoints of a diameter divide the circle into two equal parts. So here, if you just, I'm just making over here, let's say, focus. So let's say this is the circle. Okay, where is the diameter? This is the center. So where is the diameter? This is the diameter. So if you just observe these two parts are absolutely same. This is the first part and this is the second part. These two parts are absolutely same. So what they are talking about is that endpoints of a diameter divide the circle into two equal parts. So the endpoints is over here, the first endpoint and the second endpoint. Right, so these two endpoints including the center is actually making the diameter, and this diameter is actually responsible so that the circle is being divided into two equal parts. So the one part, or you can say the another part, one single part is known as the semicircle. One single part is known as the semicircle. Is it clear? Semicircle is nothing but the half of circle. Semicircle is nothing but called as the half of circle. All right, fine. Up to this, you can write, you can draw, you can make it in whatever sense you can make yourself understand, because these topics are very much important in your future classes as well. Okay, so after getting to know about all this part, let's just quickly understand that what are the questions which are being there, which are required for you to do in exercise 4F. Let's just do that. So let's just start exercise 4F. What is the first question? In the given circle with center C, state the term for each of the following. Here I have written 1, 2, 3, and question number 4 and 5 is not required. So now if you just see CA, where is CA? CA is there. Well, what exactly CA is? If you just observe it carefully, this is something which is passes through the center, or having the endpoint as center and on the circle. So this distance is nothing but called as what? Called as radius. All right, done. After that, what is PQ? What is PQ? PQ, if you just see, these 2 points are on the circle, and as well as it contains the center. It contains the center, so that means this is a diameter. This is the diameter of the circle. After that, DE, D is nothing but the 2 points which are on the circle and nothing else. So this distance is nothing but called as chord. All right. And what is A over here? This A is nothing but answer, the short form of answer, right? So don't get confused. Okay, so moving on to question number 2. In question number 2, you can easily find out, the first part, second part and third part. So that means question number 2 1, question number 2 2 and question number 2 3 is valid. Question number 2 1, question number 2 1, question number 2 2 and question number 2 3 is valid, and question number 4 and 5 is not required. Okay, after that, in question number 3, so let's just quickly understand what exactly question number 3 is. So if I just make this circle, and some points which are being given, so here A is there, C is there, F is there, E is there, B is there, J, H, D, G and I. So the first question is in its interior. So in its interior means what? What are the points which are interior, or you can say interior points. So if you just carefully observe it, right, what are the interior points? A, F, C, D. Very easy. So answer will be A, F, C, D. Second question is what? Second question is on its exterior. So exterior, on its exterior, very easily we can find out E and J is the exterior points. E and J are the exterior points. Third one will be what? Third one will be on the circle. Yes, on the circle. So if you just observe it, on the circle, how many points are there? I, G, H and B. So that means I, G, H and B are the points which are on the circle. Very easily you can do it, right? No need to don't get confused about what exactly interior points are. Same concepts when we are dealing with triangles or quadrilaterals. The concepts which are there, exterior points or interior points or boundary points, both are same in whatever figure that we have. Okay, after that, in question number 4, question number 1 is valid. In question number 4, I'm not doing question number 4, that's why I recommend you to do it. Question number 1 is valid. Then after that, question number 2 is valid, and question number 3 is valid. Question number 4 is valid, and question number 5 is valid. So that means in question number 4, all the 5 questions are valid, right? No need to erase any question. So that's about it. I hope that you have understood how to do it and what to do it, and what are the topics which are being required and what are the topics which are not required for you to do in exercise 4F. So that's about it. That is the last video of this chapter, that is chapter 4. And after completing this chapter, I will just take 2 Zoom classes, and after that there will be an MCQs test. So make sure you do prepare yourself well. I hope on Wednesday, most probably on Wednesday, I will just take one MCQ test to all of you, right? So make sure that you just prepare well. It would be very easy to do it if you just understand the concepts which I just have discussed with all of you. So that's about it. Thank you and have a nice day.